Hey guys! Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you haven't been here before. My name is Sierra. Hi, it's nice to meet you. We have an exciting video today. I'm going to be testing 6 different brow setting products. So I have thick, coarse eyebrow hairs. I know right now it doesn't look like it. I tweeze a good amount of my eyebrows to have a little bit of a thinner shape, but the individual hairs themselves are thick and curly and coarse. Basically any brow gel that I've used doesn't do anything. They immediately fall down and it looks like I have way smaller eyebrows than I actually do if they stick up. So yeah, if you also have thick, coarse eyebrow hair, then this is the video for you.
The 6 products that we are testing are Beauty Care Naturals The Brow Gel, Refy Beauty's Brow Sculpt, a Pears Bar Soap, Got to Be Glued Spiking Glue, NYX Brow Glue, and Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze.
All right, without any further ado, let's get into testing these brow products. Here we are, no eyebrows on. I'm feeling very exposed in this moment. The first brow gel that we're testing today is Beauty Care Naturals The Brow Gel.
This brow gel has an entirely plant-based formula and retails for $18. It comes in 6 different shades. Today we're trying the cream to clear. On the site it says it has flexible to strong hold, and it suggests using the point of the brush to apply the cream gel and then work it through with the brush.
I'm going to apply Beauty Care Naturals The Brow Gel and Cream to Clear on this eyebrow, which is my left. Brush up this brow, and then we're going to apply this. This brush does not hold a ton of the product on it. At the tip, you have that extra that you would usually wipe off. It's saying to apply that directly to the hairs and then use the brush to work through it, which I've used this before and that's also how I did it. So I take the tip and at the base, I dot on this product. Doing what it says on the site, we're going to back comb the brows, which this stresses me out a little bit, just because I feel like it's gonna get messy quick. And then I'm wiping off the excess on the tube and using the brush to shape them. So right off the bat, I'm noticing that it's hard to get this brush to flatten them. It might be useful to use something else to flatten them out if you really want that laminated look. Looking in my mirror, I can kind of see a little bit of a white cast, almost similar to what you get with sunscreen, a white sunscreen. This is cream to clear, so I feel as it dries, that will probably fade a little bit more. My brows feel soft. So yeah, that is the Beauty Care Naturals Cream to Clear the Brow Gel on this eyebrow, which is my left. Okay, I can't lie, the next one that we are testing I'm pretty excited about. This is the Refy Beauty Brow Sculpt.
Brow Sculpt is a vegan and cruelty-free brow gel from Refy Beauty. It retails for $23 and it comes in 1 shade, which is cream to clear. The tube comes with a dual-ended brush that allows you to separate your eyebrows and lay them down for a laminated look. For coarse brows, they suggest letting the gel get tacky before using the brush to comb through them.
First things first, let's go ahead and brush up this eyebrow. And now we are going to apply the product. Just like the Beauty Care Naturals, I'm gonna go backwards as well, just to make sure that we get enough product on there. So now I have the product on the brows. I'm going to just let it get just a little tacky as they suggested on Instagram. I'm gonna close this up and then we are going to use this brush. So yeah, it definitely feels tacky. I will say that this being a curved brush, I don't really feel like I can actually get all the way into the hairs. So as I'm brushing through, some of the product is starting to peel off around my eyebrow. So yesterday when I used this, I did not have this pilling problem. Maybe I let it dry a little too long. My brows feel soft as they did with the Beauty Care Naturals. I would say off the bat they feel more stuck. The lighting is a little weird right now, but there's the two brows. All right, I will be back tomorrow to test out 2 more products. Bye. Welcome to day 2. Today we are testing out 2 classic soap brow products. We are using Pears orange soap, and we are going to try the Got to Be Glued hair gel. We're gonna start with the Pears soap.
Pears Bar Soap is the OG of soap brows. It's what everyone uses. You can get 2 bars for $6. You are going to need a dedicated spoolie, and I suggest getting a travel spray bottle to wet both the soap and the spoolie.
So this is how I do it, and I've been doing it this way for probably 2 years. Take a different spoolie and brush your brows up. Now you're gonna take your soap brow spoolie and spritz it with water. And then you're gonna take your bar of soap and spritz it with water as well. You don't want this to be too wet because otherwise it's going to start sudsing, which you don't want. So I get it about yay wet. I take my spoolie and I just rub it in there. This takes some experimenting to kind of figure out how much soap and how dry you want it to be. Just keep trying. The nice thing about this is that it's so cheap, you don't feel like you're wasting product. Using my mirror, I start at the front and I make sure to slick down these front ones pretty well. And then I move towards the tail. I'm not seeing any flaking or pilling of the product, so that's that brow laid down. On this side, we are going to try the Got to Be Glued Styling Spiking Gel.
This styling glue was made for your hair, but you can also use it in your brows. It retails for about $7 a tube. However, you're going to need a separate spoolie to work the product through the brows.
And now we're going to apply this. I'm going to squeeze out a little product, and then I'm going to go directly in with the spoolie and sort of put it all over the spoolie. There's gonna be a lot of extra on the brush, but I just take the spoolie on the cap and sort of twist it through so that it's evenly coated. Starting at the front, pushing those front ones right up. This is a little bit wetter and harder to control than the Pears Brow Soap because obviously in the Pears Brow Soap you decide how much water you're putting on this. This, like, it's already wet, so you're kind of at the mercy of that. I'm not noticing any weird coloration or flaking or pilling off the top. This feels even flatter to my face, and I will say that it's taking longer to dry down than this Pears soap did. It's day 3 of testing brow products, and today we are testing the NYX The Brow Glue and Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze. We are going to start on this eyebrow with the NYX Brow Glue.
The Brow Glue is a transparent brow gel that retails for $8. It's vegan and it claims to last for 16 hours of extreme hold. The brush applicator is super small and precise.
First, brushing our brows up and then taking the brow glue, this is the applicator, and running it through the brow hairs, starting at the front and working towards the tail. So this is definitely a very wet formula. It feels really sticky. It feels like glue, like liquid Elmer's children's glue. I'm just actually using the applicator itself to actually put the brows in place. Starting to get tacky. All right. And then, as it suggests online, We're gonna use the back of a different brush to kind of lay it flat. Kind of, I feel like in theory that sounds really nice, but it does kind of mess it up. Like, it moves how we had it. Now I'm just taking my regular spoolie and kind of making things look how I want it before it really sets down. All right, that's that applied. So I'm not noticing any flaking or like white cast. They feel really flat to my skin. One thing I'm noticing is that it kind of clumps some of the eyebrows together. So we're getting some of these clumps here. And it feels like I can't get in there to separate those. So, all right, there's the NYX Brow Glue on this eyebrow. So on this eyebrow, we are going to be using the Anastasia Beverly Hills Brow Freeze.
Brow Freeze is a clear styling wax that retails for $23. It's vegan and cruelty-free. You will need a separate spoolie to apply this product.
All right, brushing through this brow. Taking a different spoolie. This is the one I use for soap brows, but I cleaned it. And you take this and you put it directly into this untouched, beautiful brow gel. It feels like I'm gonna have to bend my spoolie over in order to get the product because it is the same angle. It's way thicker than I thought it was gonna be. Once you have product on the brush, it says to use the cap to work the product through the spoolie. I don't wanna get this super dirty, so I'm going to use the back of this palette, like this part. Starting at the front and working towards the tail, we're just going to apply. And then, like the brow glue, it says to take the back of a brush and run it over to flatten it out. However, it already feels really flat. Like, I don't think that really did much. I'm gonna use a clean spoolie to try and work through this like weirdness right here. Yeah, here you go. I would say out of all the products, this is the one that is mimicking a laminated look the most, in my opinion. Like, this is making it very apparent that I need to trim and like tweeze and manicure my brows, which I feel like after you get a lamination, it becomes really apparent how long your eyebrows actually are. So these are stuck pretty flat to my skin. Like, there's no space in between my eyebrow hair and my skin. They are like flat down from root to tip of each individual brow hair. As you can see, there's no like flaking or product buildup. So yeah, that is the Anastasia Brow Freeze on this eyebrow. All right guys, that's day 3. So we have the NYX Brow Glue on this eyebrow and the Brow Freeze on this one. As always, I'm gonna wear these throughout the day and test them a few more times, and then I will be back with my final thoughts on everything we've tried during this video. All right, hi everyone, welcome to the final recap of this video. So at this point, I've been testing all the products for 2 weeks, and I feel like I have some pretty well-developed opinions on them. So this is gonna be the part where I just kind of go through them, tell you my final thoughts. So the first product that we tested was the Beauty Care Naturals The Brow Gel. I would say out of all 6, for me, this was just the least effective. If you're looking for something that's plant-based, clean beauty, vegan, that whole thing, this is definitely the choice out of these 6. That being said, on my coarse brows, this just doesn't hold up the way I want it to. I think this was developed by someone with softer brows to be just like an everyday brow gel. And then after hearing that on some people it works as a really strong hold brow gel, they kind of tried to pivot the marketing on this. And unfortunately, I just think on coarse, thick hair, this does not hold up as well. At the end of the wear test, I had noticed that this second half of my brow had basically started to slump down. And I wouldn't say this gives you a laminated look. It doesn't stick right down to the skin. And it definitely doesn't stay there if you get it to stick down. I do just find it frustrating that in order to get enough product on your brows, you have to take the tip and like disperse it through your brows and then like continue to dip into this to get enough product. I do think this could work really well on someone with softer brows, and like I said, if you enjoy plant-based or natural beauty, then maybe this is the one to check out for you. I didn't notice any flaking or product pilling with this, so that's really nice. $18 for a brow gel nowadays is not that bad of a price in my opinion. However, some of the cheaper items here I personally feel like work better. The next item we tested out was Refy Beauty's Stage No. 1 Brow Sculpt. This is also a cream to clear brow gel that comes with a brush on it, which is really nice. I feel like this has a learning curve. I feel like I haven't mastered how to use this yet, which is unfortunate, and maybe after some time I'll just decide that I don't actually like this that much, which is totally possible, but it reminds me almost of the Brow Flick. The first time I used the Brow Flick from Glossier, I was like, absolutely not, and now I use it every single day. So in the application video, I did notice some pilling and flaking of the product. However, that did disappear after a few minutes. Like, it kind of fell off my face and then I couldn't notice it. In the following days, I used less product and that made it so it didn't flake. However, I didn't feel like it held as well. So I definitely think there is sort of a method that I need to figure out for this. If I was gonna travel with any of these products, it would be this one. It has the brush on it, it has the brow product, it's nice and compact. It is frustrating that this is kind of always sold out. It creates like a feeling that when it does come back in stock, you should get your hands on it just because. However, I do feel like this is one where you kind of have to try it for yourself to see if you're gonna like it. Something I really enjoy about this actually is the flexibility. It leaves the brows soft, it doesn't leave them crunchy. You can add more product and get more of a flat, laid down, laminated look. You can do a little bit less product and get something that's not exactly pressed to the skin, but still has a good amount of hold. Definitely, if you have softer eyebrow hairs, this I think is totally gonna work on you. I can tell that a lot of thought went into this product, however, I do think there's a few tweaks that would be helpful, like getting rid of that flakiness or making it just a little bit more user-friendly. On day number 2, we tested out the Pears Bar Soap. I mean, it's a classic for a reason. It's super cheap, so per ounce you're getting way more product than most of these other products. However, it is kind of a pain to use. You have to have your own spoolie for it. You need to get something that you can spritz it with. Traveling with this is honestly a nightmare. Like, I put this in a Ziploc bag. I have to bring that little spritz bottle. I have to bring the spoolie that I use specifically for soap brows, and then a different spoolie to brush my brows up. Like, it really is a pain, to be very honest. I honestly think if you haven't done soap brows or laminated brows or any of these before and you want to try it out, this is a really great place to start. You're not going to lose a ton of money if you hate it. And what's really nice about this is that you can test it a ton and not feel like you're wasting product. Another plus that I think is overlooked about this is that it is customizable. You can add more water, add less water, kind of figure out what works for you and your eyebrow hairs. The next thing we tested was the Got to Be Glued Spiking Glue. Of everything we tested, I would say this is by far the strongest hold. If you use this, like, your brows are not going anywhere until you physically wash your eyebrows. I would say the downside of this is that if you don't like the feeling of having like crunchy or like really slicked down eyebrows, you're gonna not like this because it is pretty intense. Another con of this is that you have to have a spoolie for this, and it is kind of frustrating to have to work the product through the spoolie, like on the cap. This ends up getting pretty gross. However, I think this is probably easier to travel with than the bar of soap. This is definitely too big for a carry-on, however. So yeah, overall I would say if you really have coarse, thick eyebrows and you need something that's really gonna lock them in place, this is the one to go for. On day 3, we started with NYX The Brow Glue, which is this right here. This is what I'm wearing on my eyebrows today. I'm actually like pretty impressed with this. I ordered this online and I was expecting a little bit bigger of a situation. However, I believe it's only $8, which is a great price. I didn't notice any flaking or pilling with this. It lasted quite a few hours. Yesterday I had this on my brows for 9 or 10 hours, and I would say that some of these brow hairs started to come up a little, but nothing that was insane or made me look like wild. I really like the brush on this. It's nice and small, kind of like the Glossier Boy Brow. You can really get into the little sections of your eyebrows, and it's like flat enough that you can get pretty close to the skin. I didn't see any flaking or pillage with this, so I'm really into this. I think price-wise, totally a great option. If you want something that's nice and portable, small, you want to try out this kind of method and see what it looks like on your brows, but you don't want to do like the Got to Be Glued or the brow soap, this could be a great place to start. The final product that we tested is the Anastasia Brow Freeze Brow Styling Wax. I think the product development team at Anastasia Beverly Hills saw a great opportunity to make a product that people were looking for, and the wax itself is not bad. I think out of everything here, it gives the most laminated look. It really lays your brows down flat. After a few hours, I did notice that some of the brows were coming up, but it does have really great hold. However, the packaging on this, in my opinion, is just so frustrating. I don't think that, like, packaging wise, this is an improvement from the soap brows all that much. In order to get a spoolie in there, you have to bend your spoolie. Otherwise, you need to find like a little spatula and like dig out some of the product. And then on the site, it suggests putting that on the back of this cap and pushing your spoolie through it. So traveling with this is just as crappy as traveling with this, I would imagine, because this is gonna get all gunked up, or you're going to have to bend your spoolie a million ways to get this into the product. I also don't think that the hold is better than the brow glue, which is way cheaper, the soap brows, or the Got to Be Glued. I would say it's almost comparable to the Refy Beauty in terms of hold, and definitely has better hold than the Beauty Care Naturals. I'm just like not super into this. All right guys, that concludes this video. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope you found it helpful. If you did, it would really mean a lot to me if you liked the video and subscribe to my channel. If you have any questions or thoughts about the products, if you've tried them yourself, please feel free to leave a comment down below. I love hearing what people have to say. As always, thank you so much for watching. It really does mean like the world to me. I will see you guys in the next video. Bye!